All right. What up, girl?
Hey, I'm back.
You are back. And listen to this fucking energy. It's like totally different this time.
I know. I'm so excited.
I know. I'm so excited. Guys, this is one of my favorite people. She's actually the first person I really met here in Miami. Thank you to Brian Alvarez.
Special mention.
Special mention, special shout out. We love Brian. But this is Mary. And he said to me, he was like, yo, I got the perfect girl. She's a boss bitch. Y'all will get along so well. And like, cause I was intimidated to move here because I didn't know what to expect. You know, like you think Miami, you think models, you think all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, I do not fit in. And, is there anybody else that's kind of a workaholic like me? And remember when he first told me about you, I was like, yo, I already feel like I know her type thing. And then she owns a lot of things and we'll talk about them today. But I actually met her at her salon that she owns, her nail salon. And it was like instant, like best pals.
I know. I think we had like a 3 or 4. You pretty much spent the day there and we were just conversing about business and goals and life and just
sex. And we went into it really quick. I was like, yeah.
Men, of course.
Yeah. And we're like,
everything. Yeah.
I know. We're like, I think we're a little similar. I think we're kind of the same, but different. And I think I was there like literally 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we actually talk about the podcast too.
Yes,
Remember?
We did. I was telling you that I'm just starting this thing and I don't think that it was the kitty room yet.
It wasn't? Yeah, because you have your own podcast.
Off the
And then we were talking about before you left, we spent another hour in the parking lot talking about, you should have a podcast interviewing like just like boss ass women and just,
You had this idea of Miami. You were like, yo, like you should do like a Miami-based podcast. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Like all just like this badass girls who are, who are pretty sexy, but also like successful and, killing it in whatever they're doing in their lives. So
she literally just gave her own introduction right now. I didn't even have to say it. That's exactly what the fuck you are. Let's hit the trombone. I'm an idiot with my sound effects. I am so proud to be here. And I'm so glad that now I know what the fuck I'm doing. Guys, I feel so bad. I kind of wasted Mary's time because I had her come on and it was my first time I ever interviewed somebody on a podcast or like had somebody else on one. And I really just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So when I listened to it, I was like, I sound so bad. I did not lead this right. And so
I think we both did. We could do better.
Yeah. So we're already doing better right now. We're already fucking murdering it. Yeah. It was a little, there's a lot of effort that goes into this shit, guys. But anyway.
I have no idea how you do this. Like all the setup here is incredible.
Thank you to
Alicia just came from like a world tour traveling all your.
I was on tour. I was on tour. Name a state, name a city. I was probably there, probably been there, did that.
Yeah. You're also incredible. So
yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You're so incredible. I'm so inspired by you and I can't wait for the world to hear more of your in story. Like I was born in America and things just are naturally just easier for people that are here. And that's one of the greatest things about you, Mary, is the fact that you're an immigrant. You came here really looking, and it's cliche sounding, but for the American dream. And that's literally what you got. I mean, it's like fucking insane. And so like for all the ladies that are listening to this, like just know that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what's given to you. Like if you have it in you, you can make anything happen. And I think that's, the most beautiful thing about you, Mary, to be honest.
Oh, thanks.
Like there's nothing you can't do.
Honestly, I'm kind of scared to like,
So what?
Am
I intimidating?
No, I guess I'm just like, because I've never been really like so open about my life. I did have gone through a lot of things and experiences. So I feel that this podcast is also like a stepping tool to really like open up,
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what we're all doing here. And that's kind of, I mean, even to talk about what the kitty room is for people to really open up about topics that they don't necessarily talk about, but they have within them, like yourself, and you just want to express it because you are so inspirational. Like your story being told can help so many other people. And, it's weird because like I hate talking about myself sometimes, but when I do, I never regret it because there's always at least one person at the very minimum that reaches out that says like, holy shit, this like changed my life. And even for the people, like you look at the amount of people that reach out versus the people that don't. Oh my God, there's so many people.
I saw your the feedback on Exist.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So
oh my God, it's the most moving thing. So let's, and I appreciate that. Appreciate it. So, all right, Mary, so talk to us. So you are not from America. Where are you from?
So I am born and raised in the Philippines. I started work very early age, when I was 16 to 20, I was competing in beauty pageants. I was modeling, and then I started my real estate career. I was literally just exploring and building myself.
Figuring it the fuck out.
Figuring the fuck out.
Exactly. So wait. Let's backtrack a little bit. So Philippines, right? 16 years old. You. What was that like?
Well, very interesting.
What were we doing, Mary?
Pretty much, we're probably doing the same thing. 16.
Nothing's changed.
But I was exploring. I was the black sheep of the family. Okay, I hated school.
So did I.
Blow out my parents' money, and then I had to they found out, and I had to literally buy back my parents' approval.
Got it. So you spent all your parents' money. What did you spend it on? What were you supposed to spend it on, and what did you spend it on? Very curious.
Well, it was a lot of shoes.
Shoes. Okay.
Shopping.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Shoes is not good.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe drugs or alcohol or condoms.
Actually, if there was one thing I was proud of, even though I was, I thought I was a bad girl in party. Like I love to go out. And
you still a bad girl.
It's still in me, but it's not that bad anymore.
Bad.
I did the parties. I skipped school. I lied to my parents. All that, all the things that you could, think of.
So you did it very young. You experienced very young this party kind of life, and you were a rebel in a sense. Like you didn't like school. You didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I was a real rebel, but one thing that I was proud of myself, even though I was a rebel, I didn't do drugs. I didn't I didn't do any really criminal things or stuff like that. I was figuring it out.
Fuck around and find out. 16-year-old life, baby, sweet 16.
I have one of those things, the childhood, parental issues and all that stuff, and just being a rebel. And
wait, did you not like getting told what to do either?
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody tells me what to do.
There you go. No rules. That's similar to me. So this is crazy because we're very, very similar with how we do life and business, and we'll talk more about your business and everything. But I never got told what to do. I had no rules. And I think that's people can look at it as oh, you little spoiled brat, But honestly, I feel like it tames us out as we get older, and we just get naturally mature where it's all right, let's figure it the fuck out. But then it also teaches us to be limitless because when we were a kid, we could do whatever the fuck we want. The world was ours. And now it's all right, when we're older, it's there's no fucking ceiling. The world's fucking ours.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not that, nobody tells me, well, now nobody really tells me what to do, but I also came from a very, strict family.
Okay.
So I was always trying to escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, different.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so I was always trying to escape. That's why I was trying to try this, try that, because, my parents are very, very strict. They don't want me to do anything. They want their, typical Asian parents.
Okay.
Go to school, graduate, get a job, get married, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
have kids by the time you're 24, 25.
Yeah, so that was the dream.
Yeah.
So I was a rebel. I didn't want that. I wanted to figure it out and find out. And since I wasn't following the family plan, I got cut off. And so I had to figure it out.
I didn't know this. This didn't come out last time. Okay.
Yeah, that was actually, So that's why, that's actually what pushed me to go out there, figure it out, because I have to.
You had to.
And my parents hated me. I need to gain the approval. I need to achieve something to gain the approval. So,
wow.
So I had to prove myself back.
And so now, did you do that in the Philippines, or did you just say, fuck this, and then you came here?
No. So I started when I got cut off. I worked. I found a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found a job.
What did you do as your first job?
I started modeling. I auditioned for one of a national beauty pageant.
So you had to always know that you were different, because like for a first job and being a rebel, like going to modeling is like still very risky. You know what I mean? Like you were just like, no, I'm fucking different. I am not working at the local grocery store. I'm fucking gonna model. That's fucking cool.
Yeah. I guess I don't have other skills. Like,
oh my God. I have
17 years old. I have no other skills. So it's like be pretty, and just be, I guess, it's, I guess, pretty privileged work.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing.
But not only, obviously, I had to use my brain that, okay, this I can do.
Yeah.
Because I can leverage my looks to get jobs and compete in a national beauty pageant. At that time, Philippines is like the top. They're always the top in beauty pageants. Like this is like the Olympics.
Holy shit! I never knew that.
To get to that level, was already, for me, was like a positive achievement to like, okay, go further.
By far.
Right. And, and I also started real estate when I was there.
In Philippines?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Actually,
okay.
that's when I got into real estate when I was 19, and I want to make money. I want to be something. I want to be somebody so that my parents would be proud of me.
Yeah. So do you think a lot of your motivation was to kind of prove to your parents, or do you think that, you at the time were doing this too for yourself? Because a lot of times we don't realize that some of the stuff that we do, and this, I'm saying this out of my experiences, when I got to a point and I had several different businesses when I was 24, I realized, holy shit, none of this is making me happy. And a big part of it was I was trying to prove to the people that bullied me that, hey, I'm actually something, and like, go fuck yourself. But I didn't realize I wasn't really doing this for me. And the things I was doing wasn't even making me happy. I
realized that when I hit 29.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was, if you see my timeline, I was just achieving, doing go. I was in magazines. I was in, I was in beauty pageants, and then moving here and achieving. And, every time I hit the goal and the prize, the next day I'm like,
yeah.
Like,
all right, next.
You're still empty, and you're constantly just trying to, make your parents proud. And that's when I realized that, you know what, like all these things that I have done was never really for myself. It was great and it has taught me a lot, but it was to make my family proud,
Wow.
And as soon as I realized that, I was like, fuck this. I'm good from now on. When I started 29, so because I'm in my last year of my 20s. From now on, I'm gonna fucking do whatever the fuck I want.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do whatever makes me happy. I'm just gonna do things that makes me happy. I don't care what people think. I just want to start doing things for myself.
Yeah. That's such a moving part. Like, I'll never forget when I realized that. And the reason why I realized it was because someone said to me, he was like, Alicia, like, why do you do what you do? And I was like, duh, like, obviously, like, I want to be successful, like, all this stuff. And he looked at me and he was just shaking his head. And then he was like, Alicia, and he goes, why I do what I do. And he explained his shit. And he goes, but I don't think you know why you do what you do. And he was like, and I feel like you're just fighting to fight, but you don't know what you're fighting for. Mm-hmm. And when he said this shit to me, like, I remember exactly where I was. I was like looking up at the stars. We're on a rooftop, and my body just sank. It wasn't even my heart. Like, I felt like I literally just molded into the floor, because I was like, holy fuck. Like, I'm doing this wrong. Like I'm doing this for other people. That's literally what I came out when I finally like got up off the ground mentally. I was like, I'm doing this to prove.
You know what? And you know what? It's not just parents. It's ex-boyfriends, friends.
Yes.
People who doubt you, who doesn't believe in you, or just jealous of you. They're just, oh, you can't do that. Oh, yeah, you're never going to be successful. Like, you know, like you should just live a normal life or whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
they just, you know.
And, we have to be thankful of that to a degree, right? Because it was fire, fuel that allowed us to get started and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. Because without that, I don't know where personally I'd be, right? Like where I think I could have went. But it's so beautiful that you were able to find that out many, many years ahead before you're 59 and you're like, what the fuck did I do wrong, right?
And some people do. They find it out, but it's too like literally like later. I mean, I felt like I should have found it out sooner, but I'm happy that
you found it.
I did, but I know friends and stuff that find this out in their late 40s, late 50s. It's sad, but it's I feel that those things had to happen in order for us to be here. So it was an amazing motivation.
Totally. Like, I'm so thankful. I'm like, thank you to you assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Now that are very mature, it's much different. Like we're all cool beans now, but it's like, thank God, because, like I said, I don't know where I would be. So one thing that you mentioned in it was you said family, friends, but then you mentioned boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriends.
Ex-boyfriends. Let's make that clear. And I remember us talking about some ex that you came here with, right? To America.
Yeah. So actually I was 19, 20. I started my career. I was building myself up. I was having the time of my life.
In Philippines or
in
US?
The Philippines. Okay. Yeah. I always believed that the future is bright. And then I met this man, the very handsome man.
Very handsome.
From America.
So you met him in Philippines from America?
Yeah.
He was just visiting?
He was on a business. He was on a business
trip?
A work assignment. Like
okay.
He was there for he was assigned to do business there for like a year.
Okay.
And I felt I was in love with him. I was so in love. And we were so happy. And on his assignment ended, he had to move back to the United States.
Okay.
I personally never wanted to come here. I feel that I have a nice life back home. And the opportunity there's also opportunity there that I can
scale.
And I have all my family there, friends, it's home, but at the same time, I really like it.
You're like, oh man, so you chose the man.
Yeah, so I left everything.
Wow.
I even had one semester left in college, and I was supposed to graduate, which would have made my mother very, very proud.
Yeah.
And I just said, fuck this.
Fuck this.
I'm in love.
We went this far. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was like I guess a fairy tale, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he promised me a beautiful life here.
Big promise. He promised you the American dream. Baby girl, I'm going to give it to you. Just come. Fuck college. Fuck what your mom thinks. Come with me.
And that was a coming, moving to a new place for someone and not having your own identity or creating your own identity or source of friends and family.
Foundation,
like your own, is the biggest mistake you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
Because, time passes by and I was completely just living his life. And that fairy tale, ended up turning to a nightmare.
This once love is now in flames.
I've never watched the 90 Day Fiancé, but I heard stories, and I think it's the same.
Same thing. So were you fiance?
Yeah. So I came here in a fiance visa, and
And did it last like 30, 60, or did you hit 90? Days?
So I had 90-day.
She had 90
option,
days, okay.
Right? To get married.
Okay.
And stay. So we literally got married on the 90th day.
I forgot that you were married.
On the 90th day.
I literally forgot you were married. Like completely forgot.
I know.
Oh my God. Happily divorced though, right?
Super
happily divorced. Okay. So I'm excuse me for just not knowing this. So when you come here and you're engaged, you have 90 days to get married?
Yes, you have 90 days.
Okay.
You don't have to wait 90 days. You can just get married right away. But it was a process, having, you're leaving everything that you have to come for someone unknown in a city. I mean, maybe if we moved in Miami right away, it would have been different. I have a more fun lifestyle.
Miami's so much better than Tampa. So she was in Tampa. We forgot to even say this. And we didn't meet in Tampa.
I actually live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh my God. I'm learning everything. Yeah, I could not see you in Nashville. Absolutely not.
Coming from, from the metropolitan to suddenly, the country and not having... Nashville is amazing now. There's so much life going on. But back 10 years ago,
totally different. I was going to say...
It was very depressing.
What did you think of like cowboys when you first... Because I imagine there's no cowboys in Philippines. What was your first thought of these fucking cowboys in Nashville?
They're very interesting.
Interesting, okay.
They're interesting, but definitely not for me.
Yeah, not for you. Yeah. Did you like go down Broadway and like see Broadway?
I had all the Nashville fun, but it wasn't just only the place. My loving, handsome husband at the time turned out to, as you spend more time with each other, you learn. You learn. And I was so in love. I didn't see the signs. He was extremely abusive,
Okay.
Physically, mentally, and verbally. Something that I really never, I didn't see it.
Yeah. So we hear all the time, it's like, oh my God, especially when you're in love, right? It's so easy to not see these signs. Mm-hmm. But just for people that are hearing this, like, what were the signs? What are some of these warning signs that you didn't see that now you're like, oh my fucking God, I'm going to run away from you?
Yeah, I guess I did. There was a sign when we were living back in the Philippines, where we got in a really bad fight, and he got super mad, and I woke up flying all over the bedroom.
Wait, what do you mean? Like he was throwing you?
He was literally throwing me around.
This should not be funny at all. And I'm glad that you're laughing.
It took me so much work for me to be able to laugh at this experience.
I know. I don't know what to say, but like I'm just imagining you like when you first said flying, I thought like flying in love or something. Like you're just like
literally like flying.
No, you were legit soaring physically.
Physically flying all over and getting beat the shit out of me. Nothing like waking funny. Up being.
So this is making you. I wish you were laughing because it's making me laugh and it's not good.
I'm okay. I'm happy that I'm able to laugh at these experiences because it took a lot of personal work.
I could only imagine. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with men? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm very thankful that I've never gotten close to having someone put their hands on me, but I hear so many stories and it's just like, what is wrong with these guys? Like, I don't understand. Why would you ever want to put your hands on a woman? Yeah. Oh my God. And I can only imagine. And then you're at this point where you're so in love and he's selling you this dream. You're excited to come here and then this shit happens. Like, what were you thinking at that time? Like you probably, I know, but you probably couldn't even make your like own decisions. You were probably, you get so accustomed to this one person and then they turn out to be something different right at the most pivotal time in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody would know what to do.
Yeah. And, and I don't know any better. I'm not experienced in relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was very young and I didn't know what to do.
Did you tell anyone?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
and that was my
scared.
mistake. And that was one of the biggest mistake was nobody knew until I actually finally left him. And so that should have been the warning sign.
Yeah. But no, people, we don't see it. We don't see it. And like, even me, like with the guy that I recently was talking to, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
thankfully, like I have a really good therapist. And when I said,
Mm-hmm.
but what happened, she was like, Alicia, the red flags are bleeding, sociopath. But I never saw it. Like I was making up excuses like, oh my God, no, like he's just scared or he's just
when you
don't
love
see
someone,
it. You don't see it.
You will justify everything just to be with that person.
Yeah.
And, so that was that.
So you can't blame yourself, and especially being so young.
I spent a lot of years blaming myself and thinking that it was my fault. And and also because, we see our mothers, being martyr about this and just sucking up this kind of behavior from our father. I don't know about your parents, but it was, for me, it was like that. I've seen my mom, just suck it up and
she dealt with something similar.
Yeah. So I thought it like, okay, I guess as a wife, this is normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
yeah.
is so wrong.
I mean, we're conditioned to learn how to love and accept love by how our parents love each other, and how that relationship is. And we only know what we
know and what we've seen our parents do. So I was literally just repeating that without me knowing and just thinking that, oh, this is okay because it's normal. Like this is, as a woman, this is what you have to endure to maintain the family. So for years I had that mentality, which is very sad, but
I know. But you got through it. You got through it, babe.
And and I thought it was a one-time thing. I already moved here. I already live here. When you're in a fiancé visa and going through the green card, you're stuck for 2 years. You can't go anywhere. You can't travel back. Otherwise, you lose your green card.
So it's a very, very big commitment. Like so there's no going back once you do it.
There's no going back. 2 years. I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And just suck it up and just.
So what happened? Were you together with him for 2 years here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We were. I live here. We were together. We lasted about 4 years here. Really? Yeah, 4 years. And when you're young and you're with someone that is constantly just gaslighting you and telling you this is not right. You're not supposed to be like this. You're not supposed to be ambitious. You're not supposed to want these kind of things. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to wear this, and just conditioning you. And and I was always questioning myself, like, is it really bad to want this thing?
Yeah. Like,
is it that bad? Like, is it?
Did you, just out of curiosity, did you have any, like, throughout this time frame, like, role models that, like, other women that you were seeing achieving these things that you want? Like,
I really didn't have, because
like anybody famous or like anything,
at that time, no, because I was really just for myself. The only woman that I look up to is my mother, which is she's a workaholic, and she was working abroad. I didn't have that mother figure at that time. So whatever I saw her with my father when she was spending time with us, was the only thing that I knew.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of like friends or like, or like back in the day, nobody talks about this stuff.
No.
Nobody talks about abuse. Nobody talks about your feelings, depression, therapy.
Not a thing. And like
nobody talks about these things.
Even like with my parents, and still to this day, unfortunately, it's still a thing with them. But when my parents got divorced too, like nobody talked about it. Like it was a lot of shit went down, but everybody hid their feelings. Yeah. So for so long in my life, I suppressed my own. And I didn't realize up until, that's a whole story for another day. But honestly, in the last 3 years that, holy shit, I am not okay. Yeah. And like, it's okay to not be okay. But we're taught these things. So I could only imagine as you're going through this, like you didn't want to tell anyone. You didn't want anyone to even know what was going on, which makes sense why nobody knew until it was done.
Nobody knew. And you have all this beautiful, perfect couple photos on social media that everybody envies, and
if only they knew.
If only they knew. And at the same time, you don't want to tell everyone because then they're going to talk about you.
Yeah.
Then they're going to meddle with your family business and stuff. And, like it was never safe to talk about these things. And it was just, like.
And I can go on a tangent, but like to me, I'm so thankful that like in so many of my relationships now and just like the way that I live, I just have a container for everybody in my life to just have that safe, open floor, because without it, we'll never actually truly, one, be able to really connect with the person across from us or whoever, and really get to know them. And two, we are destructing what our relationship could possibly be. Because when people fear saying what's going on or fear saying who they are, you're never really going to evolve. You're never going to grow, and you're always going to be living in hurt.
Yeah. And, so I kept everything to myself because I have nowhere to run. I don't have family. I don't have friends in America. I don't have a life. I don't have an identity. Until we moved to Tampa. So I'm very happy to move to Tampa.
So how long were you in Nashville?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, 2 years. And, we both know it was in the right place for us. And so...
You're done with the honky tonk. You're like, I can't do this giddy up shit no more.
I can't wear cowboy boots. Like,
yeah.
See, like, I'm wearing a robe, but I'm also wearing heels.
Heels,
I can't do the cowboy boots.
She is a fashionista, y'all.
I'll wear a cowboy hat though.
Yeah.
And the boots.
There you go.
That.
Yeah, just that. That's all we're gonna wear. That's all
the
we're
only
gonna
time
wear.
I will wear it.
Yeah. Love that for us.
You'd look great in it too. I know. That's something you do.
We'll pull it off one day.
Next time you go to Dallas.
Oh, Dallas is off the list, guys. Dallas is gone. We don't Dallas anymore.
So moved to Tampa. I said, okay, this is my chance. Let me figure it out, find something to do, apply for a job, anything, just anything to like make money for myself.
Yeah.
And just another outlet, And I did, and then I also discovered a large Filipino American community in Tampa, which I'm very grateful for. They saved me. I spent a lot of my time, doing charity and volunteer work for them.
That's awesome.
And they also helped me build my real estate career. And, I found a
community
for myself, and just talking to more people. And, I started real estate and finally, getting a different point of view, different mentality,
perspective.
Yeah. And I'm truly grateful.
Well, I mean,
for that.
I always tell people all the time, when you are hanging out with the same people, when you're living in the same area, when you're, just doing the same thing, there's no way you can think any differently. Like there's no way that you can even know what else is out there unless you push yourself into these other communities, into these other spaces. So, I mean, fuck, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That literally is the pivotal moment of your life, was joining that Filipino community.
Yeah, the Filipino American community. And, it was home for me. Then they encouraged me to be their queen. They encouraged me to be...
You are a queen.
To represent them.
You don't need encouragement for that. You are a fucking queen.
And, I was their ambassador, and it was, they gave me so much opportunity to prove myself even further that, hey, you can do something for yourself. And, I guess the moment of truth, the realization was that I needed to leave my partner at the time was when I won the Miss Filipino American Beauty Pageant. And I was on the stage being crowned. And the whole room was just cheering for me. And, and part of the beauty pageant was also raising funds for the charity that benefit. And, people paid $60,000 for me to win.
You are no cheap incredible. Bitch. Yeah.
I raised the most money, and
you raised $60,000
for the community. Well, they donated. I raised, and then and then they donated.
That's insane.
Yeah. So,
and how old were you?
I was 24 at the time.
Holy shit!
And yeah, this was my first Filipino American in the U.S. beauty pageant.
Yeah.
And when I was getting crowned, everybody was cheering for me, and I was so happy. It was like wow, like I actually have this group full of people. Like, I was like so proud of me. And then I looked at my partner, and his face was,
"Are you kidding me? No,
the only person in the room. Can you believe? Like,
no emotion.
He
wasn't happy.
Nodding his head.
Oh my God.
Nodding his head.
Fucking, he couldn't stand that you were in the spotlight and that you were building this for yourself. I think he probably started realizing he was starting to not be able to control you anymore. Yes. He was losing control that minute. That entire room and was cheering for you.
You should watch out for, women should watch out for that.
Yeah.
That is
motherfucker.
A big red flag.
But good. I'm glad he fucking did that, because then that's the reason why you got out.
Yeah. And and you know what? I didn't even, the day after the crowning, my best friend from the Philippines actually flew to support me.
Oh.
And I literally, the day after, I took off. I went to New York. It was my first ever vacation outside of him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. I need to leave. I need to get out. This man is either gonna lock me up, kill me, or just I have no hope. I can't do anything. It's just my days are numbered here.
Yeah.
So I had to create a plan for me to get out. It was a process. It's not always easy, because obviously you have the comfort.
You're intertwined in so many different ways. You're living together. I mean, you're basically kind of lived when you were fucking married. I was just going to say you were living like you're married, but wait, I keep forgetting you were married.
Yeah. And obviously, it was a commitment. I was committed to the marriage. Whatever happens, I was committed to the marriage. I was willing to
try to work it out.
And try to work it out. Be the mature person, because that's what my mother did, and this is, that stuff. So, it was a long process. It's hard to escape a man like that. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I had my little dose of it for a very short time, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I could only imagine 4 or 5 years. I changed my whole life for someone. I don't know if I would have been able to do it. I really don't know.
And obviously, I just started working. I just started making little money, if I leave him, where am I going to go? I have I still don't have any family or friends.
And that was your point of like making sure that you have your own foundation.
Yeah.
Because you probably felt so, I mean, it's a weird point in your life because you just achieved this amazing thing, but yet you were still so unsteady.
Yeah. And,
the ship was still, you got yourself afloat, but you're fucking rocking.
Yeah. And, real estate is really, it's a commission only. Like, okay, great. I made a sale, but then I don't know what I'm going to make in the next 4 or 5 months. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know, and at that time, like, he just wouldn't let me go. He wouldn't want to divorce me. He tried everything to.
So he was being like a Kanye? Was he not signing the divorce papers?
He doesn't want to sign the divorce.
Got it.
He doesn't want to give me anything. He doesn't want to, unless, like, he said if you want to be single, like, like,
good fucking luck. You're not going to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
holy shit.
And obviously I was super dependent on him because I don't have anything. I came here for you.
Yeah.
You're basically my life.
And is that what it kind of hit you? You were like, how did I let this happen?
Yeah.
You're like, how did I get to a point where I was so unsteady?
Yeah, but at the same time, I was like, I desperately needed him, but at the same time, I desperately needed to get out.
Yeah.
So I was like torn, So I figured out, I started making some real estate sales and, I started having confidence in myself. And I said, you know what? The money will come. I just need to get out of here.
Just got the chills.
I just really need to leave.
Like, if you build it, people will come. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. And
just gotta fucking build it.
That was it. Like, listen, I'd rather be broke and homeless somewhere else and, than be with this person. Like,
wow.
You rather experience other worse things in life than be with, an abusive partner.
That is God. And for everybody that's going through this, just know that like there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and where you like, I knew some of this, but I didn't know to the degree. So it's just like so insane to me to know all this detail, this backstory to where you are now. And it just shows that like for all like those women out there, you can totally get out this and have a fucking magical life, because your life now is nothing compared to this bullshit you're telling me. Like absolutely nothing. Like it doesn't even slightly come close to it.
Yeah. And it's really never too late. And you just have to create a plan. Find your way out. I know it's very, very difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing, make sure you're talking to someone, right? See something, say something, right? Yeah. Something happens, say something, and like get a therapist, get everything you need, and like know that even financially, like you'll figure it out.
It is very difficult. Like it's so sad because you see all these stories of boyfriend's husband end up just murdering their wives and girlfriend or whatever. It's very sad. It could have been avoided.
I mean, totally avoided, but it's just like, fuck. I just don't even understand how a human could even want to do that. It blows my mind. And the earlier you can get out, the better. And you don't need to stay. There's nothing that this person is giving to you that, one, you can't give to yourself, or two, that somebody else that's actually supportive and amazing can't give to you. And it's so fucking painful to hear about this and to see it. I mean, there's more and more shows even on Spotify Hulu that I'm noticing that are like these crime fucking wife murdered through whatever the fucking this, that. I'm like, all right, bro, we almost need to stop advertising this shit because there's like way too much of it out. But it just shows, it's like, fuck, this happens so much more than the human mind even knows or realizes.
And it's only like coming to light now. Like, like people would think like I have a nice life and stuff because of my beautiful photos on social media and stuff, but nobody really know what I had to go through to be here.
Yeah.
And so was other people, and so was you, Yeah.
It doesn't come easy.
It was never easy.
Never easy for anyone. Everyone always has a story, like, and I think it's like very important. And a lot of this podcast too is to show like diversity and just accepting of other people. Everyone has different paths, like, you know, so I mean, now, so you're at the point you leave him and you come to Miami.
Yeah.
So what was like the big thing that happened to you when you moved to this beautiful city that we love, that brought me to you? Like you were the first thing Miami brought me. It really was. I wasn't even in Miami yet. And
yeah, right. Yeah.
Wasn't even here.
And here we are.
I know. Look
Whatever
at that.
we talk about in the parking lot, we're doing it. I love it.
We really are, which is really crazy. Oh my God. We are, because there's a lot of things that we mentioned.
Yeah. And
wow. And life
talk,
has
but
pivoted.
then, you know, they don't follow through. So
yeah.
So proud of us.
We fucking followed through, man. We set the vision. Wow. Okay. So anyway,
we just need this sponsors, like, you know.
Yeah. But if you're in Miami and you need to get your nails done, go to Mary's Salon.
Nice robes.
Yes.
Lingerie. We're looking for sponsors for lingerie.
There you go. Yes, we are. AP, reach out to us. Agent Provocateur. We're going big. Yeah, I'm wearing you right now. Okay, baby. We got a little agent. Oh, I think my boob just came out.
We're looking forward for that.
My boob's out. Yeah, no. Oops. Kitty room. This is the kitty room, not the titty room. Sorry, guys.
It can be.
It can be. It can be. We could change it. The titty room. Kitty room. That was fun. I like the kitty room.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I think if we did titty room, it would sound like a strip club. It would be a strip club. The kitty room could be a strip club though too.
I think it is.
Is it really? Where?
It's probably. I'm sure there's something in Miami.
There's got to be one.
I'm sure there's something. There's one in Miami.
Yeah. Fuck. No, we're actually just like an educational podcast with tits and kitties. Yeah. All right. Exactly. So your ass came to Miami. What was the first place you went? 11? Crazy girls. Live. Yeah.
No,
Crazy
actually, it took me a while to come down to Miami.
Okay.
Because I was scared. I have no other option. Like, I cannot fail.
Yeah.
You know, like my ex doubted me so much. Like,
your parents?
I am not going anywhere in life. My parents, so as my parents. Although thinking it back now, I could have just easily asked for help from my parents, but I had
you couldn't
pride.
do that.
Like,
yeah.
I couldn't. Like, you know, I told them that I was moving to America and marrying the love of my life, and then suddenly he's a nightmare, and then suddenly like I'm in trouble, blah blah.
Yeah.
So I didn't, you know, I didn't want that to happen to me. So, and although I love Miami, I was still very new to South Florida and I didn't know a lot. I've only come here to party, clubs, enjoy. So all I knew was it's dangerous, a lot of drugs, lots of, you can easily, you know, get lost and, you know,
it's not small Tampa.
So, and I didn't know anybody here, so I moved to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was safe. I felt like it was safer there.
Yeah.
But then it was boring.
Yeah. You're like, I need more life than this.
I need more life.
You're back in Nashville. You're back in Nashville, basically.
But it helped me to focus on, you know, what I wanted to achieve and learn the market. And, you know, I literally, you know, as soon as he signed the paperwork, I literally came down. I didn't tell him that I was moving.
Smart.
Because I knew that even, you know, because even when, you know, when we were separated or divorced, like he was still, you know, trying to be with me. And I
mean, he could have stalked you down here. You know, you don't want him knowing anything.
Yeah. You know, so literally left, you know, didn't tell where I'm living. And I left everything in Tampa, all my friends there. But I'm glad they all come here now. But yeah, I started all over again. You know, I knew that if I was able to start and build something in Tampa, whatever I did to build a life and success in Tampa, I can build it anywhere.
Yeah.
So that was my hope.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've always been inspired with Miami real estate market, the lifestyle here and everything. So that was my dream. My dream was to sell fucking $1 million real estate and be the woman that I am today. This was my dream 6 years ago. So.
Cheers to that. How fucking cool. And like I tell people all the time, it's like, you know, if you build it, people will come. But like when you paint that vision of the person that you want to be, and you just slowly start making the strides towards it. And this was you doing this. Like you moved to the US to you know, you didn't really know at the time, but you always wanted something bigger, right? And then you were going through this bad time, but you kept fighting and you found your own community. You kept fighting and you got it back into real estate. You kept fighting and then you won this pageant. And then you kept fighting and you're like, fuck this. And then you came here, but you were slowly starting to work towards this vision that you always dreamed of since you were back at the Philippines. And it's so crazy how life has its up and downs. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it comes back full circle. And it's like, holy shit, this is not even a dream anymore. It's real life. Yeah. Like, holy fuck, this is me. Yeah. And like, that is the coolest part in life to be. And when you keep having that mindset, because like we always want more, right? Yeah. But it just like, and you notice it just keeps happening. And it's like, and that's where I'm psycho. And I truly believe that there's nothing in this world that anybody can't do if they put their mind to it. And especially it's so admirable hearing your story where it's like, fuck, I literally had it worse than a lot of these motherfuckers in this country. And it's like you surpassed a lot of these people who had a foundation of which you didn't have. And you found your way through all the bullshit and still figured it the fuck out.
Yeah,
That's fucking unreal, dude.
It was a lot of work.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Looking back, it's like all the risks that I had to take. And, I said, what's the worst case scenario? I fail.
If I went to another country, bro, I wouldn't be able to order water and eggs.
Make sure there's Pura Vida there.
Yeah, right? Pura Vida's got to be there. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. Never mind find my way, find a job, find a community. I would not. This is so fucking cool. Like, you're cooler than I thought you were. Like, not like I didn't know you didn't like have this hard story, but it's just like, wow.
Yeah. I chose to, I could have, have it easy with him, but then I don't know if I'm going to be alive or not.
Yeah. And now you're like, you're a 1%er of the world.
I have to choose
nuts.
the hard, it was a real challenge, but that waking up every day and having that freedom that nobody owns you. Nobody's telling you what to do. All you have to do is do the fuck you want for yourself.
Bro, like I'm going to make my own music on that one. Yes. Yes, daddy. Yes.
whatever that is.
And it's the most beautiful and freeing thing that, I wish upon everybody. Like, I wish everyone could get to that place of just freedom and abundance.
Yeah. Like, and just really, if it's bad for you and stuff, like,
you don't need it. You literally don't need it. Yeah. Like, every bad thing that's happened to me, I look back and I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you, because it taught me a lesson. Yeah. But you have to learn to walk away from it. Yeah. Like, if you never walked away from this relationship, you would not be here right now. Not at all whatsoever. I mean, who knows if you'd even be breathing, to be honest with you. Like, who even knows? So sad. Yeah, like, that's very sad. And like, different scale for me, but like, if I didn't get away from the noise of the people that bullied me and told me I was stupid and never make it in life, I wouldn't be here either. I'd be in bumfuck Middletown, Connecticut, and probably working, I don't know, Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck would I be doing? Because I didn't believe in myself. And it's like, once you get yourself out of that and realize, like, you can do this, you are powerful, you have it all within you. There's nothing in this world that will stop you from doing what you want to do. It's like, fuck, those doors just open, like, just wide fucking open.
Yeah. And we as women, we were naturally insecure until we figure it out, till we have more experiences, till we go out there and learn something, until we really build ourselves up. So as a woman, we should go out there, like experience things.
Yeah. Never give up. And like,
just keep trying.
Yep. And like, I hate that saying of like, I don't need a man. I'm independent, all that stuff. Because men are fucking beautiful in so many ways.
Women never was independent.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, I think like even you and I, even if we have all the money in the world, we are definitely not paying for dinner.
No. Yeah. No, that's the thing. Yeah. So it's very interesting because it's like, yeah, no, I will never take care of a guy. That will just never be a thing. It will never happen.
No,
I don't care, shawty. Figure your shit out.
Yeah.
Like, I won't, that's just like a deadline. And it's like, but what I was getting at before is like people that say like, oh, you don't need a man. Like, cause kind of what we're saying is right, build your own foundation. But I still like to draw back because I don't like to be an overactive feminist. Not that we sounded like it, but it's like men are supposed to complement your life.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be able to control it. They're supposed to complement what you've done.
Is yes, we don't need them, right?
Yeah.
But we want them.
Yeah. Yes, we do want them. And whatever that is for you, whatever support that, whether it's another girl, whether it's whatever, penis is always a great option. We love that for us.
Love that for us.
But you definitely
necessity.
You need your sexual desires met. For sure. Go out there, explore, do your thing. But anyway, but having that foundation is key because when you're in a relationship and you're in something and you cannot stand on your own, you'll never go far. And like, I'll never forget my aunt. Her and my uncle were married since they were 19. Unfortunately, my aunt couldn't have kids. Now they're 46, 47, and all they've known was each other. And my uncle got cancer and had less than 6 months to live. And she, was such a trooper throughout this time. And I remember after it happened, she packed everything up. They had a beautiful home in Middletown, beautiful. And she sold it, packed everything up and moved and got a little apartment. And I think she went to Myrtle Beach. And I said to her, I'm like, how can you do this? Like I was young. I was a freshman in college. But I was like, how did you get through this? Like, and she was like, because no matter what, I always had my own life and protection and financial security outside of your uncle. She was like, I had my own friends. I had my own support. She goes, I had my own routine and I had my own job and I made my own money. And she was like, and if it wasn't for that, I would have fallen flat on my face. But because I always kept my independence, I was always strong. And that's kind of a big part of why I moved the way that I did to make sure that I always
was your inspiration.
Yeah. And she barely even knows it because it's crazy. We're not even that close. But that one thing was like, like I don't.
That was your aha moment.
Yeah. I need to make sure I'm always like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we need that because that gives us power, strength, confidence.
Yeah.
To conquer more and to be, to be an even more beautiful person, not only for work, but also to the man in our lives.
Of course. Yeah. And like one thing too, because like people can find what we do a little intimidating. We went fucking extreme, started our own shit where it's like, we don't have to be anywhere at any time. Like it's very extreme, it's very hard to do, but you don't have to go to that extreme. What, I think it's parallel. What we're saying is that, just to find something of your own, make some of your own income, do something where it's like, if something was to happen, that you're going to be okay. And I think that's like the biggest lesson that was learned throughout this time where, no matter what, you're going to be good and you'll never have to worry about yourself and whether food is going to be on your table tomorrow night, whether a roof is going to be over your head.
Yeah.
Like you'll figure it out.
Yeah. And, I believe that, once a woman has gone through a lot of,
trauma,
suffering, pain, good, bad experiences, nothing is going to bring her down.
Yeah.
Like she can conquer anything. Once a woman has owned herself and have passed all the hardship, like seriously, like what can you not take?
Yeah. It's like, I already went through it, bitch. And so
you can do it, if you've done it, you can always do it again.
One of the things that I love that you just said was like owning yourself, because that's something that I personally have really evolved over the last year of just like owning who I am, accepting who I am. And I'm very
Question, does Miami has helped you?
Moving to Miami?
Does moving to Miami has helped you?
I would say so, because I think I was at a point in my life where I think I was starting to kind of go down again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I obviously we all go through phases, but I was starting to lose my confidence in myself. I wasn't as expressive. I wasn't as even when like people like would be in the elevator, I wouldn't even say hi to them. Like I just became very introverted, and that's not me. So like I think I needed a new land to be able to navigate and have different perspectives, meet different people, get re-inspired. So I think that's been really, really big. But also too, like going somewhere, this is what I said about Tampa. When I went somewhere, I didn't know anyone at all.
Mm-hmm.
I met the most important person, myself. And so I think that kind of rebirth was something that I needed here in Tampa, where it was like, all right, or in Miami, where I just had to go somewhere where I didn't really know anyone at all to re-find who I am. And I think this is something beautiful that will always happen through our life, and something that we just always get to recreate, as long as we're open to it.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah. And Miami's so big. There's so many great people here. People are always traveling in and out. So it's like you really never know who you're going to meet. They don't have to live here. It's people come here. Like my line is always getting hit with, "Yo, I'm going to be in Miami. Yo, I'm in Miami." I mean, all of our friends are here this weekend.
Here in Miami, yeah.
And like I can't keep up because I had somebody else here.
That's why you should move to Miami.
I know. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I need her in Tampa to still handle some shit. We got Malia, our creative director, back there, but I need her to handle some shit in Tampa. But she definitely maybe one day might be coming down here. I think.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, matter of time.
You just need to, we'll need to close more deals.
Yeah, we'll need to find somebody to run the shop in Tampa when shit hits the fan, right? But we'll figure it out.
You can always hire more people.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're headed. But yeah, so it's been significant to my growth, and and sometimes too, that may be what a woman that might be in your position now has to do, is to get up and move. I mean, similar to my aunt, right? Same thing. Like she went through a lot of trauma, different experience, obviously, but had to change her location. And same with you. And I'm not saying that like moving is the answer, but sometimes it's so nice to just get out and see that different perspective, and you learn so much more and see what else is out there in the world.
You really get to learn more about yourself as well. So many things that you realize that, oh, I like this. This is my thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which is great. I think everyone should experience it. I say to everyone, like, gotta go somewhere. Like, do not stay in the town that you fucking grew up in. Do not, and not to pun on anybody I know, but it's like, I know a lot of people that still hang out with their high school friends, and they did move, but they're still hanging out with the same people. And I'm like, there's other people out there. There's a whole world. And really, go hang out with different people. But you know what? One thing I will like to say is you got to give it a fucking chance. Like, I love my twin brother, and like, yes, he needed to go home, but it's like, if he just gave it, like, you got to give it at least a year. Yeah. Not 3 months, not 6 months, an entire fucking year. Yeah. Even maybe a year and a half. And you know what? You really just try it, because most of the people that has done it, they end up not going back. They end up just doing better in life. It just take that one risk, they just, that step to go after. Did you ever think when you were on the plane heading to here, knowing that you had to stay for 2 years, that you might break that within the 2 years? Like, did you have any doubt that fuck, America wasn't it? I honestly didn't know what I was expecting. Yeah. All I knew is I have 90 days to figure out if I like it or not. Okay. Yeah. I always weigh things like, okay, when I make a decision, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, but what is my worst case scenario?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of how I make decision. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, but what if it doesn't work? What's the worst thing that would happen?
Mm-hmm.
And for me at that time was worst thing, if it doesn't work, or worst thing is I can always go back home,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it was still new and I can still go back to the life there.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's not an option. This is my life now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I meant like back then.
But
like, did you ever have, you better not go back. I wouldn't allow that. I would keep me. Yeah, no, I'd keep you hostage.
Back then, I think I was just excited to see my man at that time.
Oh, I get it. The love bug got you, baby. Oh, man.
You know how that is.
Yeah, no, been there, done that.
Yeah,
so,
that is.
Mary, I am so glad and honored to know you, to have you on. I love doing this shit because I feel like I just learned so much more about, luckily I've been able to have my friends on here. And I've learned so much more about you today. And ladies that were listening to this, I mean, first and foremost, if you're in something that's not healthy, know that you can get out. I'm sure, like, even if you were to reach out to Mary on social, she would answer you. And make sure you go follow her on Instagram. But, you look at how much better she is now that, she got out of it. And I just hope that you can see that for yourself. And just talk to someone. That's the biggest thing. But as well as for ladies out there, just know that you can attain anything. Anything is possible. Mary literally came from nothing and came here and built a fucking massive empire for herself. And so I know you're not slowing down.
Massive, but it'll be there. It'll get there.
No, but for yourself,
but you know what I mean? For myself, it is a
you are 1%er in this world. So you literally have fucking killed it. And so not a real estate. She also owns salons. She owns one here in Miami. They do nails. I'm not even going to say everything you do. They do a lot of things, but she has one in Fort Lauderdale. What are the things that you do?
It's all health, beauty, hair, nails, and we're also expanding to more wellness, vitamins, and there's a lot of this is, after spending my 20s hustling and proving the world that I can do stuff.
Yeah.
Part of, my 30s is focusing on what matters, because
and stuff you love.
Yeah. And things that I love, and taking care of my health myself, and I think that it's beautiful to have a healthy mind, body, and relationships, environment. I think that women who prioritize self-care and having just positive environment around them will go further in life, as to just, like you and I were both workaholics and we burn out, and it's we have done, I feel like I have done my fair share of being they call it hustle, whatever, workaholic and stuff.
Hustle culture, whatever.
Yeah, and it's not healthy.
No, it's not. Oh my God. I've done it too.
Depressive.
Where you just keep going. You don't have any like real solid friendships and support. And then you look down and your body is just fucking broken. And because you're not taking care of yourself. And if that's broken, we all know your fucking mental is really jacked. So it's like really important to take that time for your self-care. Like I noticed right away, it's like, nope, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to stay asleep till 12 p.m. like I did the other day. Yesterday, I literally slept till 12 p.m. because I was like, I need it. Like I need to respect my body. I get IVs. I do whatever I can, working out, just moving your body. Mm-hmm. I say it every morning, but it makes all the difference. And you have to protect your temple. You have to.
You're 100%.
You can't move without it. You can't, and try not
to. You can't, you can't aspire people. You can't talk about, having and inspiring people to go out there, have a beautiful life and stuff when you're not that person, you have to be, as for myself, I would love to be an example since, I've shared my story.
Yeah.
And so my goal is, if I could do it and I can show that I can have it, hopefully people realize that they can have it too.
Yep. I love it. That's so beautiful. And I always say there's no difference between me or the person you inspire to be aside from we went out there and did it and you're thinking about doing it. So just know that you can do it. Mary, your story has been so impactful. It's inspired me to do a lot of different things. It inspired me to like work a little bit harder, but then also chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
so,
take care of yourself.
Yeah, take care of myself. So
take a break.
I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that's listening today. Thank you, Mary. This was so much better than last time. And that's a lot because of me. I didn't know what I was doing, guys. But this is the Kitty Room. And thank you for listening. If you're watching on Spotify, make sure I think you can hit stars and like us. Share it if you're hearing a reel. The more that you're able to share this, the more we're able to help the world and help all these ladies with their mindsets, help them with their relationships. So we appreciate you. We love you. Make sure you follow us on subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Spotify, Apple, all the things, as well as Instagram, all the things. Just help us out. So we got a bunch of women coming on here, being vulnerable, just like you were today, and sharing some stories, talking about the harder things. But this is what this platform is, and this Kitty Room is. This room is meant for women to really express themselves and let down their walls and inspire the world because of it. So this is just the start of something big. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the Kitty Room. Wow.
Meow.